So we see this very unusual fishbowl and newsroom, not something that marketing and communication teams have been accustomed to using. So can you tell us about the evolution and how it works?
You know, I think early on we were thinking of ourselves as marketers, but we realized to be ahead of the trends and move fast, we needed to start thinking like publishers. We're getting content out every day across 8 different channels. And so it wasn't about just the planned campaign, it was being able to move quick. When we thought about newsrooms, we realized that the news moved faster than anyone else. They were able to plan for big feature stories, just as we have to plan for our big marketing calendar and big campaigns. But they also could move on a dime when there was news to break. You know, they were really competitive about getting that news out fast, and so we wanted to learn from their model. So we went out and we built know-how with BuzzFeed and the Huffington Post, and we talked to AP and MTV and the New York Times. We actually went and toured their newsrooms and we tried to learn as much as we could. And then we came back with a group that really is much beyond social. It's our PR team, it is our social insights team, as well as, you know, really people from across the entire building. We have operations, we have legal, everybody getting together in that room to really signify how we were going to be able to move quickly and to listen to our customers and create amazing content.
So one of the things this also reflects is a commitment to build it in-house as opposed to partner with agencies,
Sure.
which enterprises like yours have done historically for a very long time using more traditional media. So can you talk a little bit about the decision to do that, to not just invest in it, but to invest in it with capabilities and talent, as well as frameworks and enterprise structures like this?
Right. One of the key reasons that we brought the newsroom in-house is because we wanted to be able to move fast, but we also have people who work here who really care about the brand. They are connected to the conversation and they are listening 24/7. So when an opportunity did happen, they were able to jump on it and create content that would really connect with the community that they're tapped into.
So tell us about the team and how you hire for the various talent necessary to create your social program.
Well, the very first question we ask is, do they love Taco Bell? That is absolutely critical to being a part of the team because we need those passionate people to be able to create the content or even to do the analysis, right? So if they're tapping into the trends and looking at all the analytics tied to social, they need to care about it as deeply as a person creating the content. We have hired for people in really interesting places. Knowing that people love us in social, we actually use Snapchat to hire our social summer interns, which we had an amazing response to over the summer and got some phenomenally talented people to come on board from that. But, you know, there are certainly new roles. Social listening, content creators, community management. We're always looking for new talent because you also need to build the bench of that talent because they're rock stars and they grow in the organization. So we've got to have the next round of creators coming in behind them.
Have you also been able to take advantage of people who have been in more traditional jobs in marketing who have actually volunteered themselves into the social team?
Absolutely. I mean, I think about my own experience. I've been at Yum for 9 years and I started in digital, but there was no social media. There was not mobile. And so I'm very much, you know, using the principles and the training I've learned at Yum, but I've been self-taught in a lot of ways around social media and just reading as much as I possibly can, learning and connecting to the consumers to be able to grow. And we see that throughout our building. So we're tapping into those change agents across the organization and giving them the training and the tools to learn new parts of the business. So you may have worked in consumer insights before, and now you're working in social insights and analytics. So you're taking the strategic mindset that you have, but applying it a little bit differently.
That's terrific. For companies who are not nearly as developed on the learning curve of social as Taco Bell is, for those companies who are wondering, would we ever invest in this kind of a full-on program with not just different roles that you've described, but also the infrastructure that we're looking at? What advice would you give them?
One, I think social does need to be a priority for most businesses, not all businesses. But, you know, as I mentioned earlier, if you know who you are as your brand, if you know who you are as a brand, and you are understanding what your strategy is and thinking about the role that social plays, you need to be doing it well. And so I think you have to think about what's right for you, but you also don't have to start with a giant newsroom either. I mean, we all started in a really small room with change agents who kind of volunteered for this to be part of their job, to see things differently and work together to create something. And so you have to start small, and you want to look into the future and think big, but you have to start somewhere. So don't let that hold you back. And then the more you learn, the more you can think about how you want to invest and grow the team.